Welcome back into Activate. I am so pumped to be here, making sure we're all set up over here on Facebook in our Co-Create Facebook community group. Looks like we're all good here on Instagram too. Okay. Oh my gosh, we are on day 2, everyone. It is so nice to see so many new faces registered for this event. This is so exciting. So remember to register if you have not. Okay, the benefit of registering is you get a more complete experience, okay? Yes, you can just watch on the sidelines, and I still see you. I still am grateful for you, okay? But when you register for the event, you're going to receive the integration workbook, which is the journal prompts. This is going to take your experience to the next level. You also will receive a fun gift from me, which I am emailing out to you today with the replays from today, and it's going to be really special. Okay, so and you also get full access to the recordings, obviously, as well. So say hi as you're jumping in and joining me for part 2 of Activate. This is going to be a really, really fun conversation today. Okay, so I actually just decided this morning that I want to do a fun giveaway tomorrow. So I love giving and receiving gifts, experiences, whatever. And so I would love to give something away, something really special, tomorrow to one of you that is watching this experience this week, okay? So in order to be eligible to win, you need to catch all 3 of these sessions, and you need to be registered. Okay, so register if you haven't already. I'm going to share more on the giveaway tomorrow morning on our part 3 session. Okay, so little mini recap here. If you are just jumping in now and you didn't catch part 1, I want you to stop watching and go catch part 1. You can do so on my Instagram at the Jocelyn Dawn, or in our Co-Create Facebook community group, okay? Or if you're registered, it should be in your email. It will be on the replays page. All right, so go catch number 1 because it's not gonna make sense. You can't just jump in, okay? I don't do anything, nothing in my life is linear except my events, my courses, my programs. It's really funny. There's very much a linear process to this, okay? So if you're just jumping in now and you didn't catch part 1, today's conversation won't make much sense. It will still be fun. It'll still, you'll still have some great realizations, but you need to have the first part, which is all about awareness first, because awareness is the number 1. Awareness is the most important part, I want to say, okay? Kind of. It is kind of. We need to know where we're at if we want to change anything, okay? So the really interesting thing about awareness, you guys, is that it never ends. We never stop becoming more aware, okay? No matter where we are in our life, our ascension journey, our personal development journey, awareness never ends. There's always more information to gather and to absorb, okay? So my lifelong students, or my long-time students anyway, lifelong, I'm not sure. Those of you that have been around for a while here in my energy, in my courses within Rise Academy, you know that awareness is a big piece, right? And it never goes away, but it does get easier, right? It does get easier. Okay, so anyway, we're going to expand today. Now that we have the awareness, or we're starting to become aware, and it really, truly, it happens so fast. A lot of the times, like at the beginning of just immersing yourself into this information, comes in so fast, and we're like, oh my gosh, like I know too much now. I was just off living I was just kind of oblivious to the fact that I co-create my reality, and that my thoughts and my beliefs and my actions created my reality, and that I called in everything that's happening to me, I created, right? We now know that, and sometimes it's kind of heavy and it feels a little bit intense. But don't stay there. Okay, don't stay there. Recognize that it's up to you to just change it. All you need to do is choose again. That's it, okay? And so this is really exciting because this is what we're doing today. and this is what we're doing tomorrow. Okay, so today we're going to expand. We're now aware that we are all of these things, right? So we're here, all of us are here because we crave something new. There's something inside of us that is ready for a new experience, right? We crave something bigger, even if we don't know what this is. Even if we don't know what, you're here for a reason. Okay, this is your soul. This is your creative ability. This is your truth, reminding you that you are really here for more. Okay, this is what that is. That like little flicker of like something in you that is craving a different experience. There is nothing wrong with wanting more. Okay, we've been taught that it's bad. You should be happy with what you've got. You've got more than most people. You should be happy with what you've got. It's all awareness. I believe that everyone, no matter your situation, your circumstance, no matter where you are right now, you have the choice to change your life. We see it all over the place. I am a little bit of an example of that, right? I could have stayed there. I could have stayed there, comfortable, just receiving money each month, right? But I chose different. It's not necessarily easier, especially not in the beginning, right? But I chose different. So I believe, and we see that all the time, people that came from literal poverty, nothing, becoming this incredible, iconic voice, thought leader in this world, right? I've got goosebumps, you guys. Do not deny that fact, that we are in control of our own future. We are the creators of our reality, okay? And so, this is our soul. This is our purpose. This is our truth. This divine, whatever, limitless potential. Okay, we're going to talk more about that in a second. Okay, so I want us to realize that we are not a body, right? We are not our body. Our body is our beautiful vehicle. And it's up to us to care for it, because without it, we don't have anything as far as we know. Okay, we are not our mind. We are aware of our body and our mind. We are a soul. We are a spirit, a formless substance, if you want to call it like Robert Russell, and what's his book? You Too Can Be Prosperous. Such a good book, right? Formless substance that is equally present in all places at all times. It is within us, and it connects us all together. This is the collective that a lot of people talk about, right? Global consciousness, whatever, right? It connects us all together. So whether you're religious or not, or whether you believe in something bigger than you or not, I'm pretty sure we can all agree that we are far more than matter, period, right? We are far more than matter. Okay, here's an example. Have you ever thought of someone, have thought of someone and then they show up, right? Or you're thinking of someone and thinking of someone and then they get closer, right? They sign up register for an event. They, you see them on your Facebook, whatever. Like, they show up randomly as a suggested person on Instagram. Like, this is the thing. They walk by you on the street or suddenly come and visit your beach town. Like, this is the thing, okay? We are all connected together. And so we have this ability, this is what today's conversation is all about. We have this ability to tap into this formless substance, this creative energy. Okay, and this is where all ideas are originated. This is where it's kind of like thought energy is the most powerful, one of the most powerful energies is thought energy. It can penetrate all time and space. We can think of someone on the other side of the world and receive a message from them, right? We just need to remember. We just need to remember how to do this, okay? So our true nature is abundance. Our spirit, our soul, this formless substance is always for expansion, fuller expression. Okay, we've learned lack and limitation. We've learned it. Think about that. We have learned lack and limitation. Our society created it. We have learned struggle, stress. We learned that life needs to be hard. We learned that money doesn't grow on trees. We learned that money needs to be earned. Okay, or it needs to be something that we like work hard for. Okay, what if it doesn't? What if it doesn't? What if it's a direct reflection of our own self-worth and our own ability to create and to trust our own ideas? Oh my God, right? I just recorded a podcast episode just before this, and we're talking about this. The direct connection between wealth, freedom, and trusting ourselves. Tapping into this limitless potential and creating from this space. This is beautiful, right? And it's kind of, feel free to share how you guys are feeling. Like, you're watching this. Message me if you're on the recording. How does this land for you? Does it scare you a little bit? Does it make sense? Okay, does it make logical sense? Okay, we have this ability to tap into this formless substance, this creative energy, and to create, okay? So it's a choice. It's a choice. We have a choice. We all have a choice right now to continue on this way or to choose again, okay? And so no matter what your situation, circumstance, whatever experience you're currently experiencing, you know, it doesn't need to be dire, it doesn't need to be really intense, okay? And, you know, when you're in a situation that you're like, I need to change this, like, yes, I've got this, like, situation, or I need this. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit. That's a very powerful energy if you know how to work with it, okay? But we don't necessarily need to be in, like, chaos to want to change, okay? Nothing, you know, in fact, like, nothing needs to be wrong in order for us to want something different or to want more, okay? And this is a really good realization, especially those of us that were raised in chaos and we really seek it. We almost need it, okay? This is a pattern, and we've learned it, so we can unlearn it in a second. Okay, so this is a choice, but remember that this is going to look like choosing again and again and again and again. So many people, oh my gosh, I hear this all the time from my students, especially. It's like, okay, I'm on track. I'm like doing the things. I'm in the full embodiment, and I move in a different way, and like, you know, and then something happens, and then I fall off, right? And I'm like back over here doing like these things that I know are not serving me, and thinking these things, and I'm just like back in this, like, these habits. That's completely normal, because guess what? You've spent 20, 30, 40 plus years existing in that way, and you expect it to just go away in a second? Okay, there is an opportunity and a possibility that it can change in a second like that. Okay, but your mind needs to be very on board with that. There is a way to do that, okay? But there is also another way, like we talked about yesterday, I think it was yesterday, talked about the Bob Proctor's analogy of a paradigm, right? And how to break a paradigm. It's those, like, that constant spaced repetition or that really intense, drastic emotional impact. Okay, so this what we're talking about here is this choosing again and again and again and again, okay? So, you know, it's recognizing, we have the awareness, oh, that doesn't serve me, or, oh, why am I triggered, right? Why am I feeling this certain way? And now, okay, I'm aware of it, I'm going to choose again. What belief would serve me in this moment? What thought would serve me? And we override it, right, like that. Override it, override it, override it. And then it happens again. Override it, override it. We begin to pave this new neural pathway, okay? So I have this analogy that I use all the time. And it's a jungle trail, okay? I live in Costa Rica. You guys, most of you know this. And the jungle trail analogy is this. We have spent, like I said, 20, 30, 40 plus years walking down this same jungle trail, okay? This jungle trail is a pathway in our brain, okay? This is our tendencies, our beliefs, our ideas. We walk down the same trail thinking the same beliefs, you know, thinking the same thoughts, having the same feelings, and it's like a hamster wheel, kind of, right? It's over and over and over again. Okay, do you feel that? Remember what we're creating. If we are creating from those same beliefs, those same ideas, We are creating the same experience, right? Okay, so we don't want to do that. We are now becoming aware of what we've been doing. And then what happens is we start to build a new jungle trail. Okay, if anybody has walked through the jungle in Costa Rica, you know what I'm talking about. You know that building a jungle trail or stepping off the jungle trail is not a good idea. Okay, so what happens? When we start to step 1 foot, maybe 2 feet off of this well-paved trail, is we get bit by fire ants. Maybe we step on a snake. Right? We get tangled in a spiky vine. Okay? These are our thoughts. This is our logic. This is our conscious mind coming back in and being like, nah, nope, come back over here. That's not safe over there. Who are you to even do that? Who are you to think those thoughts? You're not worthy of that. You've been told blah, blah, blah. Like, you believe this and this and this. This is our conscious mind pulling us back off of that jungle trail back onto the path we've been robotically existing on for so long. And so a lot of you here have now recognized that you are unsatisfied with this robotic, monotone, kind of average situation that you've maybe found yourself in. And you crave more. This is your spirit, your soul. Remember that little flame inside you getting a little bit brighter. And so this is you expanding it, fanning the flame. Okay. So that jungle trail, you see how it's not just I'm going to build a new jungle trail and bam, there it is, and I'm never going to have a limiting belief again. Or I'm never going to think small and wrong thoughts again. No. It's the realization that they're going to come in. But I'm ready this time. And every time we override it, every time we choose again, we get stronger. And we build that jungle trail even more. We take another step and another step. And over time, it's not that the old thoughts and beliefs and ideas that were not serving us disappear. Maybe some of them do. A lot of them do. We release a lot through this work. We heal a lot through this work because we give ourselves space and permission to do so. Right? All those beliefs that, you can hear your mom, your dad, your teacher, your whatever, grandma in your head telling you these things. We can heal them. We can bless them. We can release them. We've hopefully done that yesterday. That's old news. Okay? But what's going to happen is as we grow, as we expand, we're going to come up against new beliefs that we discover that we previously were not aware of. Isn't that cool? And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to find some more information. Okay? We're going to become even more aware. All right, so it's this choosing and choosing and choosing and choosing again and again and again and again, and it gets easier and we get stronger and we begin to identify it right away, like out in the wild, out in our day-to-day life. We begin to observe and we see, why am I not buying the tahini? I'm not buying the tahini because I don't believe that I'm worthy, for example. I don't believe that I have $8 to spend on tahini. Random example, okay? But do you see how that awareness is, why not? Why don't I believe I have $8 to spend on tahini? And then it starts us on this path of self-discovery of, holy shit, that's why I'm not receiving money, because I believe that money is limited and money is hard to make. Oh my gosh. Look at all this realization. Because if I believed that I was truly unlimited and that abundance is all around me and abundance is actually my birthright, and the more that I become me, the more that I tap into this limitless substance, the more that I create and allow myself to create and trust my ideas, the more I will express, the more I will share with this world, and the more I will create these ideas, these businesses, whatever it is, that exchange. So that the world, I can serve the world, I can serve my community, and I can be compensated accordingly. Do you see how this happens? Okay, this is really, really powerful work. I really, truly believe that we are all here Our true state is entrepreneurship. I want you to hear that. You at your core are an entrepreneur. Okay, we have learned to exist in a society. We have learned to work for a system. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just bringing awareness to it. The choice is yours. Okay, so if you currently are working a job that has a capped income, you might be limiting yourself. I'm not telling you to go quit your job. Don't quit your job. If you are actually unhappy and that job is sucking your soul out of your body, then allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to get creative, because there's something in you that is here to serve this world. The world needs your gift. And maybe, guess what? This is where I love to hang out, is in collaboration. There's a lot of people on this planet like you that want to collaborate. Okay, so do you need to start your own business? No, you can collaborate. You can work with somebody else or multiple people, and you can bring this idea to life. Okay, so when we are existing in this way, in this creative essence, in our true purpose, our true power, and this true essence of who we are, in full alignment with our purpose that we create on this planet, life is beautiful. Okay, life is freaking fun. Okay. Do you see what I'm talking about here? I'm not saying that your day job is not fun. Okay, don't take me on that. Or I'm not saying your life is not currently fun. But what if it can be funner? And what if you can be compensated for this? Okay, I'm on a soapbox here. I'm gonna get off of it because we're not really talking about entrepreneurship. So let's save this for a different conversation. Okay, I can go on all day about this. It's something I'm really passionate about. But what I want you to realize here is that we are not limited in any way, shape, or form. And so that tahini conversation, do you see how it has a direct connection to your own belief in your self-worth? Do you see that? Okay, so that's what we're doing here, is we're becoming aware of everything we're doing, we're thinking, we're feeling, and questioning it. Question it. Why? Even things that other people do, potentially, right? But remember that we are creating our reality. No one outside of us is the problem. It's us. It's us. Okay, so, anywho, what I want you to realize here is that when we start to open up this awareness and we start to tap into this limitless, formless substance, this creative ability, our logical mind likes to get really loud, like we talked about it, right? On that jungle trail. Okay, our logical mind will do almost everything it can to keep us safe. But guess what? We don't need to be kept safe anymore. We are no longer in, well, all of us here watching at least, I'm pretty sure, we're not in danger at this moment. Thank goodness. We are not running from tigers and lions, okay? We do not need to be kept safe. What we're talking about here does not put us in danger, okay? So this conscious mind, this logical mind that likes to figure everything out, likes to know all the details, all it's doing is trying to keep us safe. But once we realize we're not in danger, even if we're afraid to do something, fear is actually not the right word, right? Fear is like, I'm in physical danger for my life. But we're not actually in fear. We're just feeling a stretch. I call it a stretch, right? We feel the expansion. And for me, I lean into that, and I encourage you to do the same. I encourage you to listen to that what we may have perceived as fear, or we may have perceived as, even like what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's resistance, okay? I want you to see it for what it is, an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to keep going. All right, so we listen to that conscious mind. I love to listen to my conscious mind, to my logical mind, and I always write it down. And then I look at it and I'm like, why did I think that? Where's that coming from? Right? When we're in a state of expansion and growth and everything starts happening for us, our conscious logical mind comes in and is like, it's scary, there's too much, you can't hold it, right? But it's up to us. Oh, I caught you and I'm gonna choose again. All right. So when we are opening up to this limitless potential, you might hear the logical mind come in and try to tell you all sorts of stories. Okay? So when I ask you, what are you manifesting? What are you calling into your experience? What do you want? Chances are right now, especially if you're new around here, chances are your answer might be quite logical. It might be quite logical. Okay, so I mean, logic is there, it serves a purpose in some way, shape, or form somewhere else. Here, not so much, okay? So let me just give you a little example. Bob Proctor used to talk about goals in a certain way, okay? For me personally, goals, the word goals kind of makes me cringe a little bit. I like to use the word desire, or it's like calling in this new experience. It's not like a goalpost in the sand, okay? So anyway, Bob Proctor used to call he used to explain goals in a certain way, okay? So most people, when I ask you right now, what do you want? Or what are you manifesting? Like I said, it probably is quite logical. Excuse me. Okay, so Bob Proctor used to say that there's an A, a B, and a C type goal. Okay, A type goals are something that you know how to do. You totally know how to do it. You've probably done it before. Okay, so when I ask you, what are you manifesting? Like, is it something you've actually done before? Like, that's an A type goal, and that's not where we hang out here. That's not where we hang out here. Okay. A B type goal is something you know you could do with a little bit more effort. Maybe you can even logically shift things around and like see how it actually could work out. A little bit more effort, a little bit more resources, maybe some time. You could figure out how to achieve or how to create this situation. This is a B type goal. We're not existing there either. Okay. Here we hang out in the C type goals. C type goal is something that is completely illogical. It does not make sense. It kind of gives us extreme butterflies when we think about it. It's something that you wouldn't even want to tell most people, right? This is where we play. This is where we play, because this is when we give ourselves permission to go big, right? This is where we grow. This is where we expand and lean into the unknown. This is where it gets to be really fun. This is where we start to recode and release this old coding, this old programming that we've been carrying for so long. This, like we talked about, this like robotic kind of monotone way of existing. This C-type goal, when we really truly get behind it, we break out all sorts of barriers, and like we like honestly break right out of this like shell we've been existing in for so long. Okay, we defy logic. We do things in a way that are completely non-linear. Okay, this is where we hang out. So, when you have a desire, I want you to remember this C-type goal. And I want you to know that this desire that you have is yours. This idea that you have is yours. Okay, it's on your path. However big, however small it is. It just is, actually. Right? It just is. There is no big and there is no small until it is compared to something else. Okay, but it's on your path. You resonate with it. The fact that you resonate with this desire, with this experience, means that it is yours. It is on your path. This is your truth. Okay. So this current 3D experience, it's expired. It's not your truth. You do not need to look around and identify through it like we talked about yesterday. You don't need to even give any energy to it. And I'm not saying you just completely dismiss your like family and not present or anything like that. No, we're going to talk about that more in a little second here. You do not allow it to impact or decipher your thoughts, your feelings, or your actions. Okay? Get it? All right. So this idea that you have, these ideas that you have, I'm pretty sure you probably have more than 10 in your head right now, because we attract who we are, right? They're yours. Okay? So someone else might have a desire, a dream, goal, whatever, and they share it with you and you love it for them, but you don't love it for you. Has that ever happened before? That means it's not yours, it's theirs, right? This is the difference. Okay, so I really believe that we all have unique gifts. Like I said before, we are all entrepreneurs. Every day I meet people, I see people, and all I see is their potential. Seriously, I see their potential. I'm like, you guys, if you only knew, if you could only just tap into that formless substance, that limitless potential that is within you, and remember how freaking awesome you actually are. You do not need to work for other people, okay? You do not need to struggle. You do not need to believe that you are a certain way anymore, right? Just like I did. I realized one day I literally just woke up and she was like, holy shit, I've been believing I'm a single mom living in government housing and that's just who I am. And I realized that I get to change it. And from that moment on, I no longer was. Therefore, I attracted differently. And that's what I want you to do. Okay, I want you to realize that you are not your circumstances. You are not your situation, and you have an opportunity to shift it. Okay, so I want you to remember your truth. Remember what keeps you up, okay? So we've been talking about this whole time, we have this truth, this identity has kind of been suppressed. We've unlearned it, okay? Right? We're all here for more. We're all here for more. But when I ask you what the more is, like I said before, the answer kind of sounds like, I don't know, sometimes. So if you're somebody who is like, I don't know, that's okay. It just takes a little bit more practice to remember and give yourself permission, okay, to dream, to trust yourself. It's a process, it's a practice, okay? So I want to say that being unsatisfied with our current circumstances and situation is a very powerful energy. Like I said, no matter if it's a dire situation or, there's not really anything wrong, you just desire something different. Okay, being unsatisfied is very powerful. It is an energy that moves us. Okay, so all we need to do is decide. Decide what is it we do want. And this is where we leave the logic to the side, remember. We don't think, what is it I want? Okay, well, I have this amount of money and this, resource and this person, blah, 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 and then this is how I can make this happen. Therefore, I should be able to no, we're not doing that. That is like a B-type goal. We are really deciding if all things are possible, what is it I want? What is it I want? This is how I exist, you guys. This is how I live my life. This is how I operate all my businesses. This is how I do everything. It's living from the end. It's living from the end. I don't really love to call it the end, but it's that current perception of the end result right now where I'm moving towards or calling into my experience is living from there. Okay, and this is all what tomorrow's conversation is about closing that gap and being. Okay, so when I'm saying, for example, with the jungle school, I say, instead of being like, okay, well, what resources do we have so we can bring it into the school and, bring it for the kids? So what resources do we have? I say, no, that's not how I operate. I say, if all things are possible, what would I love to see in the school? And so I would say, well, I would love this instructor, I would love this workshop, I would love this materials, I would love it to look like this and this and this, I have this land and this, I'm painting the picture. I'm really, truly getting into the energy of all things are possible. And then I call it in. I'm open to receive. I am open to receive. And it comes in. And we find it. We attract it. Okay. So that's what we're going to do today. I want you to get your notebook or a piece of paper right now. And I want you to, now with the awareness that you have, I want you to write down, what is it you desire? Okay, so what do I want? If all things are possible, what do I really want? What experience am I calling in? Okay, write it down. And remember, don't think about it. Our dentists used to think about it. Don't think about it, okay? There's nothing thinking. We're not thinking about it from a mind's perspective here. We're more feeling it, okay? We're still thinking. Okay, but we're more feeling. What is it I really, truly desire? Leave the logic out, okay? Okay, write it down. What is it I really desire to experience here? It can be anything, like absolutely anything. Okay, and now I want you to write a date. By when do I want to feel this? By when do I want to experience this? So this might take some time to play with and really discover what this actually is. And this is hopefully what our visualization is gonna do as well, okay? So when we write down by when, we have a point on the map that we're working towards, and this is very important. Because if we're just like, this is what I want, this is what I desire, I know it's, whatever, I'm just leaving it up to the universe. There's part of that that is kind of magical, but there's also a part of that is very floppy, very floundery, okay, and very dismissive at the same time. So when we really truly like take ownership and we decide this is what I want, we get to choose when do I want it by. Okay, and so it helps when it's like, a week, a month, within a year. Okay, that's what we're working with. And remember, this is not just a one and done. This is not just like the only thing, so you have to spend like weeks thinking about what do I want, and I have to like pick the right thing. No, pick one thing. You can do this over and over and over again with multiple things, multiple experiences all the time. What is it you desire to have and call in this exact moment right now? Write it down. And then, by when? Okay, I love to work in quarters. I have a private group coaching group where we work really closely with the quarters. It's a quarterly program. And so we have this kind of like vision for each quarter. So if you're working in quarters at the time of recording, our next quarter ends at the end of June. So maybe it's by the end of June. What does your experience look like? What are you calling in? Okay. What do you desire to have? Write it down by when. Okay, so if you're somebody here that's like, good, awesome. If you're somebody here that's like, I want this like last year, okay, I hear you. I want you to take a breath. Okay, before we get into our visualization, I want to mention this one more thing. Preference versus requirement. This is very important. Okay, this energy of needing something. I need you. Like, don't need me, I need you. How's that feel? Feels like you're strangling. Feels like you can't breathe. Needing is a repulsive energy. It is a very repulsive energy. We do not want to exist in need. And I know that's hard. If you are somebody that is in a very dire situation, a circumstance that you're like, I need this to change now, I need more money now, I need to pay my bills, trust me, I was there. And it's a very difficult situation to be in, but if you can shift this, everything is going to start happening for you. Okay, we need to go from need into want, because wanting is that like desiring, right? But we don't want to stay in want, okay? We want to move into knowing that it's on the way, knowing with every cell in our body that it's happening for us, it's on our path, it's our truth, it's our purpose, it's everything, and it's coming now. And we want to move from knowing into being. Being. This is the realization. Everything changes when we move from becoming into being. This is everything. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Okay, so needing is repelling. Drop the needing. We need to let that go. We need to stop needing. And we also need a point on the map to where we're moving towards. Okay, so it is a good thing to have desires. It is a good thing to want and to crave more. That is our human experience. We've been taught otherwise. So if there's stuff coming up about wanting more or, whatever, not being satisfied with what you got, no, stop it. This is our true nature, okay? So let's get into our visualization before we wrap up for today, okay? So when you're ready, I want you to come to a comfortable seat. Come to a comfortable seat. Maybe roll the shoulders up and back a few times, okay? Roll the shoulders up and back. Sit a little bit taller. And then if you are in a safe place to do so, as in you are not driving, I want you to close your eyes. Okay, now that we have this written down, we know what we want, or at least we have an idea, and we know when, more or less, I want you to ask yourself when you know When do you know it's done? When do you know this desire, this experience is happened? When will you know? Okay. If you are somebody who's manifesting money, for example, a sum of money, money's a little bit of a tricky situation, a little bit of a different situation, because when we're manifesting money itself, we can manifest money, right? We can, and quickly. But when we do, sometimes there's no change in the process. We ourselves don't evolve and become a vibrational match to a new level in order to sustain that wealth. What tends to happen when we manifest money, a sum of money, as it comes in, we spend it, it goes out, and it's gone. Okay. So what we want to manifest is an experience. What is that money going to bring us? What is that money going to buy and do for us and our family or community? This is where we really, truly transform. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow. Okay. So come to, again, your comfortable seat, closing your eyes, take a deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just giving yourself permission to arrive, to find stillness for a moment, and to open to receive. We're going to let go of the logical, conscious mind for a moment, and we're just going to be open. We don't need to accept everything as truth, but we're not going to reject. Okay. So in your mind's eye, as you are breathing here, with your eyes closed, I want you to visualize. In your mind's eye, I want you to see yourself, feel yourself floating up out of your physical body. Here you are seeing now, you are looking down on your current physical body. You see yourself sitting wherever you left your body, in a chair, on a bed. You're sitting there and you see yourself so clearly from above. You're floating, hovering above your current body. You're going to travel through time. So take a breath here. And I want you to float through time to the exact time that you had written down, to that exact date or point in time. You're floating, see yourself floating through time, and you stop right above the exact date, the exact time when you have declared that this desired experience will manifest. You're looking down on this event right now, and you're noticing, observing it from above, what is happening. Take a breath here, and I want you to jump down into the experience. You are now in this body of yours, experiencing this new experience. Take a look around. You've done it. You manifested this new reality. You are this version of you now. This experience is already done. Take a look around. What's happening? Gathering information. How do you feel? Who is with you? Take a breath here. Just absorbing it, allowing it to code through your body. This new information, as you move through this visualization, I want you to walk around in this experience, just observing. How does it feel? Who is with you? What are you wearing? How do you move? How do you feel? And then in the next moment, you take a breath and you look over to your right and you see a screen. It can be a movie screen, it can be a television screen, a projector screen. And I want you to see it there, floating in space. And on that screen, it looks familiar. It's you. But it is not you of your current experience. It is the next experience. What is happening in this scene? Now that you have manifested this experience, this screen is showing you what's next. What's next? What do you see on that screen? Who's with you? What are you doing? Take a breath here as you observe and you gather this information. And you feel this deep knowing in every cell in your body that this is your truth. This is on your path, and it's on its way to you now. Take a breath here. In the next moment, you realize you're holding a remote control. You look down at the remote and you see a button on the remote that adjusts the temperature of the screen, the brightness of the screen. Okay, so you're going to press the brightness. You're going to press it all the way up, and you can actually see the screen getting brighter and brighter and brighter until it's pure white light. There's nothing left on the screen, it's just white. And then turning it down, back down, all the way down, past normal, past perfect, and you go all the way down to darkness. Here we are playing with our senses, challenging our senses. All we see is darkness on the screen. Then I want you to push it back up, 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 this button on this remote, back to perfect. And you see this experience again. What's happening? You see it in the perfect light, the perfect temperature. There's a second button on the remote. And this is the feeling button. This is a magical remote. And I want you to increase the feeling. Okay, this emotion that you feel inside your body when you look, you're not only just experiencing this first visualization, this first experience is already manifested. You are looking onto what's coming next. So this button, this feeling button, you are pressing it, pressing it, pressing it, and you are increasing this feeling every time you press the button. This feeling of bliss, this feeling of a deep knowingness that this is yours, this feeling of excitement, of gratitude, of joy, pleasure. These feelings, you continue to increase it, and you're going to take a breath here and then double this feeling. How does it feel in your body? Wow. Take a breath here. You're looking at the screen straight on now. And in the next moment, I want you to jump into the screen. Wow, now you are in this experience. The vision within the vision, and you look around. What's happening? What are you experiencing here? Who is with you? How does it feel gathering this information and this awareness in this experience within the screen? You take a breath here and you feel this immense wave of gratitude rush over your whole body. Take another breath here. Take one last look around, gathering this information and really allowing it to recode into your body, this new truth, these realizations. Take another breath here. And I want you to float up and out of this experience. You are now seeing this screen within this vision within a vision from above. You're watching yourself. You're floating above. And now I want you to float back to the original visualization. Floating back through time, through this time to the first experience that had manifest. Then I want you to continue to float through time all the way back to now, and you stop at the perfect timing. Right above where you are now. Floating above you, seeing yourself sitting peacefully in your chair or on the ground. And I want you to slowly come back down into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a breath. Arriving back in this physical body. Bring one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, and take another breath. Integrating this new information, this new awareness that you have just experienced. feeling this immense amount of gratitude circulating your body. This newfound awareness and this knowledge, this knowingness that this experience that you just experienced in your imagination is yours. Take another breath here. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay. Look at all of this new information you now have. This space is available to you at any time. Okay, and I encourage you to practice this over and over and over again, because what we're doing is we are practicing being in the energy of this new version of us. And it is our responsibility to be her now, to be him now, to be them now. Okay? So write down everything. Write it down. Get it on paper. What did you experience? Maybe you found some answers. Right? You found some missing puzzle pieces and you have it now. Okay? So practice this. I want to say one more thing before we close up today, and that is that we don't ask for a new experience through wanting. Okay, I started saying that before. We don't ask through wanting. We don't ask through needing. How do we ask? How do we ask for a new experience? We ask through gratitude. Through gratitude, okay? Because we develop this strong understanding and knowing that this experience that I desire is mine. And it's actually on its way to me now. It's actually happening now. Okay? That's how we ask through gratitude, is that we are so grateful for this awareness. We are so grateful for this current reality, teaching us, leading us, holding us, right? This current situation, this current, whatever we're experiencing right now, we find gratitude in it. Even if it's dire. Even if, we live in the smallest house ever and we're frustrated, overwhelmed, angry, we find gratitude in it now. And we exist in this energy, this acceptance, this deep knowingness that this is what my truth is. What we saw in here, this is our truth, okay? So, is this delusional? It's fucking delusional. Sorry. It's delusional. Delusion is the solution. Have you heard that before? This is where we get to hang out. This is where we get to hang out, okay? We can live in our beautiful house, drinking our matcha on the patio as we overlook the beautiful playground we've built for our children on our front porch, overlooking the ocean, the palm trees, the coconuts, the beautiful garden, all of this gorgeous beauty all around us. We can exist there now. Okay, but it's going to take some imagination. Especially if you are someone who is in a situation that you're like, okay? So when you go to make your morning tea or whatever you're doing, you are doing so in that way. We're going to talk more about this tomorrow. Through being. This is how we call it in. Okay. So I hope this landed for you. I trust that it did. I want to hear how it was for you. So if you're here watching on live or on the recording, screenshot me, maybe take a boomerang or a picture, and share it to your social media, tag me at the Jocelyn Dawn, or you can just send me a direct message and say, hey, holy moly, this happened, whatever. I want to hear from you. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with one thing. Well, jump into the journal, the integration workbook, ASAP after you watch each of these sessions, right? Get into this, okay? We're not just here for entertainment, although I might be entertaining. Do the work, okay? You're here for more. Okay, tomorrow I have a special gift. It's coming, the gift for registering and for being here with me and for fully applying yourself, I'm going to send it in the email today. But I have another gift. I have a surprise. I have a guest student who's going to come on to the call tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure how yet because I am dual streaming, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to, we're going to make it happen. So she's going to come on and share her personal experience of working with me. All right, so I can't wait for tomorrow's experience. I can't wait to hear from you. Again, I am extremely grateful that you are here. I am so proud of you for being open to a different experience and for challenging, potentially even challenging your normal, okay? I love that for you. I love that you are listening to that fire that is within you, that knowingness that you are actually limitless and that you have the ability to create anything that you desire, okay? So I trust that you are already seeing shifts in your life. You are already have this awareness. You are already seeing signs potentially, right? The universe loves to send us signs. I see numbers in sequence all the time. I see synchronicities, coincidences. In my world, there is no such thing as coincidences. Everything is happening for a reason, very intentional reason, okay? So, again, grateful you're here. Register if you did not. The link will be somewhere in my bio or over in our Facebook community group, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Okay, go have the best day ever. You guys are absolutely incredible. Apply yourself and let's make magic happen.